Hello, everyone. This is Nikki with Day Trip Diva, and I am back with another bit of a story to tell. Actually, no, this is more or less me saying why I travel solo. So, it all started at 16, 17 years old. Basically, my mom and my sister, it was just me, my mom, and my sister in Jacksonville, and so those two weren't really the type for going out, going out, hiking, going places. My mom always liked to stay home and be in front of her TV and, move around her house. And my sister just liked to sleep or talk on the phone to her friends. So every Saturday, my mom would drop me off at a bus stop and I would take the bus all the way to Orange Park, which is about a 30-minute drive, so to speak. And I go to the movies because everything was in Orange Park. The mall, the movies, the skating rink. So I went to the mall. I go to the skating rink, go out to eat. I was doing all this at 16 and 17, and I was kind of upset that my family wasn't trying to do this stuff with me. And I tried to convince my mom, wasn't having it, not doing it. All right, so 16, 17, and then when I learned to drive, then I didn't have to rely on the bus anymore, so I could drive to Orange Park. I would go to the movies every single weekend. Every single weekend. I think that's how I got into screenwriting. It really was. I've always loved movies, so screenwriting is here. I actually love it more than travel, believe me. But anyways, um, I go every weekend. Then I started when I was driving. You have more freedom. So instead of waiting for a bus to try to get you to all the places you want to go, now you got your own wheels. You go wherever you want to go. So then I'd start venturing out a little bit. Going places. And I didn't start doing day trips until I came back from college. When I came back from college and started working, um, started experiencing a lot of depression. And so I found that travel was making that easier to deal with. And so I would go somewhere. That's kind of where I got the whole day trip diva thing from. It was always in the back of my mind. And this wasn't my original title for my blogging lifestyle. But it hit me a few months ago. And like, since I've always done day trip diva or day trips, I'm a bit of an expert at it. Yay! But anyways, I started venturing out on my days off. I'd go somewhere, spend the whole day, come back home, and it used to feel very therapeutic. That for a few hours, I wasn't here, if you get where I'm going. I'm not in my familiar settings. I'm somewhere else where nobody knows who I am, where I'm from, whatever. I could just go somewhere, enjoy the place I was at or visiting, and come back home, and it was like a restart button. So, anyways, um, so travel did that for me, and once I started getting into the groove of this, going back to when I was a teenager, once I started getting into the groove of this, I started not wanting anyone to travel with me because I've always been a reliable person, even in other people's lives. At work, when I used to go to church, I was always reliable. I was the person everybody could rely on to get the job done or to do it. I mean, I was a bit of a procrastinator, but I used to get it done. So I was always the reliable one, and so I got tired of that. I mean, Jesus. And I got tired of being the reliable one for everyone else, and nobody was doing it for me. I wanted people to travel, and let's stick to things, and let's go somewhere. And I just soon figured out that since I am a very reliable person, I know I can trust myself when I go and travel somewhere because I know I can stick to my itinerary. I know that I can stay on budget, and I know that I can enjoy somewhere and not have all these complaints. And I have tried going with other people, and it just doesn't click. It never clicks. There's always some conflict. And I think it's because I've been doing it for so long that when you do it with somebody else and then something happens that doesn't usually happen on your own travel trips, it just creates that friction that you don't like. Yeah, so um I was just like, no, everybody's gonna have to watch me from social media. So what I do is this thing called go off the radar. And that didn't start until I started working at Amazon. Because at Amazon, you work 4 days and you're off 3 days. Perfect. And I had Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday off. Now, if you live in a big city like I do, with over 1 million people, Jacksonville, Florida, thank you for that. Um, Weekends are a bust. Everywhere is crowded, everywhere is busy, full of kids, full of people that you don't want to be around, full of people that you're just not having it. So if you're off through the week, Monday through Friday, well, really Monday through Thursday, you got it good. And since I had Monday and Tuesday off, I would save those days for my traveling. Sunday, I use that for catching up sleep or doing laundry or, getting stuff done. But then come Monday and Tuesday, while everybody else is back at work, I am off on an adventure. And it used to be great because I'd go to these places, these day trips, and I'd be the only one there, or it would be very little people there, you know, be about 5 or 10 people hiking or visiting the museum or something like that because everybody else is at work. So, going back to the original storyline here, um, traveling solo, I just did it because the fact that one, it was therapeutic. Two, I could rely on myself to stay on task with my itinerary, and I knew how to travel if I was the only person I needed to rely on, or if I was the only person that I needed to make sure was okay. Because when you go on a group tour or whatever, it's like you have to care for everybody in the group, so to speak. Especially if you're running it, if you invited everybody, you kind of have this tiny little responsibility for everybody. Make sure, are you good? Are you good? Are you good? And then you have one person who isn't good, and it's like, okay, now I have to try to solve this issue, and then there's the conflicts, and then everybody has different habits when they go traveling. Oh, God. Everybody has different habits, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate to that. You have people who aren't really big on hiking. Then you have people who prefer to stay in a hotel all day. Then you have people who prefer to shop all day, like we don't have shopping malls back at home. Like we're here to experience something else. And then you try to explain that to people, and they're like, oh my God, can't you just let me live? Let me live my life, mind your own business. And it's like, won't be inviting you anymore. And I don't know. And then, of course, everybody understands this, where nothing matches up. You tell everybody you're planning this trip, you're doing this is happening, whether you're coming or not. Oh yeah, I'm good, I'm going, I'm right there with you, and you think, okay, cool. You're making plans, you getting hotels and stuff like that, and then the closer you get to the date that you're going, people start bailing out. And I just, nope. See, that's unreliable to me. Like, I'm the type of person, if I say I'm going somewhere, I'm going. That has always been me. I've always been reliable to myself. This was in truck driving, this was in screenwriting, this was in any job I've ever had, this is in anything, any project I've ever had. I know that I can get the work done because I can give myself a deadline and I can meet that deadline. Anybody who gives me a deadline for anything, I can meet that deadline without a flaw, right? So, because that's what being reliable is. And when it comes to traveling, reliability is at the heart of it, especially when you start going to cities and countries, overseas, places that are totally different from the US. Reliability is everything. If you got people who can't even communicate that they went somewhere, left the group, didn't tell nobody where they were going because they thought they were going to be out and come back, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. And putting extra stress on people when you're supposed to be enjoying yourself, how does that work, right? So the whole traveling solo thing just makes sense for me because I can rely on myself. I know what the itinerary is without even looking at it. I know what time I need to be where. I know what I need to do when I get there. I know how to research my trips. I know how to adjust, and I know how to problem solve if some wild card happens. I know how to prepare for that. And I know how to stay calm in the moment, and I don't freak out, and I know how to understand that if something does happen, there is a way out of it. There's a solution to every problem. And then I know I also have this understanding that everything isn't going to go the way you plan them to. Sometimes your hotel room might get double booked, or you might, I don't know, pop a tire, or like the tour that you were scheduled for, maybe the person didn't process it, and now you've lost your spot on the tour. So this and that and that and that. And things are going to happen. Things are going to come up. And so you need to be ready for that. So I travel solo because I know I could be these 10 people in one. And I know I could be responsible for myself. And I really enjoy going by myself because I can experience it differently. And I feel like I miss out on a lot when I'm going with other people. Because I've tried it. I've gone places with my mom, and I felt like I didn't get to experience hardly anything because of her special needs. She doesn't like to be in the sun for too long, or she doesn't like to do this for too long, or she wants to go back to the hotel, or she's so used to her everyday routine. Up it's 4 o'clock, it's dinner, we need to be leaving. And I'm like, I still kind of want to be here. And then it's like I have to miss it because, and then I have to make a plan to come back by myself. That way I can experience it in full the way I want to. And I don't see it as selfish. I just see it as I just like to enjoy it by myself. Now, I would like to try a group tour. I think it'd be fun, get to meet new people. And it's always fun in experiencing things with other people because now you both have this connection and this experience you get to share. And kind of like when I went to Travel Con, I was really head focused on being by myself. I'm here to learn this stuff. I know that we're supposed to be here networking, communicating with people, but I was really dead set on nope, I'm gonna be by myself. I'm gonna get this information. That way I can start trying to build my own kind of travel blogging life and da da da. But you meet people and they're awesome, and then now you guys have this experience, and then every now and then you talk about, oh, remember when Travel Con went? You know, you know what I mean. So yes, that is my story for why I like to travel solo. And I can't wait to hear you guys' stories. So if you guys want to post it in the comments, that'd be great. Because I'd like to know some other reliable people who's actually had more travel experience than I have. You have a lot more stories to tell. And I would love to know some of your horror stories that sent you to the realization that you just need to travel solo. Because they're probably more relatable than you think. All right, this is Nikki with Day Trip Diva, and I will see you guys later.